Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's edition of Reino de las Mascaras, the Kingdom of the Masks. I am your host, Ray de Mascaras, and let's not waste any time. Let's just jump right into it here because we got some fun stuff to talk about today. So, if you've been watching the show, if you've been following Instagram, you know this week for me was WrestlePalooza, and it did not disappoint one bit. For the first time in a couple of years, they held two shows, Saturday night and Sunday night, at the world-famous First Avenue venue in Minneapolis, and sold them out both times. So First Avenue, if anyone's watching the show by total happenstance, but if anyone from First Avenue is watching the show, where's the star? We want the star for First Avenue. First Wrestling deserves that star. Come on, let's get it going here today. Anyway, so 2 nights of awesome pro wrestling with a lot of lucha libre influence. So I'm actually going to start with Sunday night because Saturday night is when the stuff happened that if you're watching the show you want to see. So we're going to save the best for last, you might say. So anyway, so Sunday night, got to the arena. It was slightly less colder than it was on Saturday night. We stayed at a hotel Saturday night. Sunday night we didn't, so we parked right around the corner of the venue. Very short walk. It's the way we like it. So, main event was Gringo Loco, Arez, and Latigo, Los Desperados, taking on the WrestlePalooza champion, Devon Monroe, the VFW Uptown champion, Brandon Gore, and Darius Martin of Top Flight. This was absolutely amazing. It was great to see Gringo, Arez, and Latigo working as a team the night before they faced each other. So it was awesome stuff. Devon Monroe did some extraordinary Lucha Libre-esque offense and looked amazing. Brandon Gore resembled more of the natural athlete that we've been... the legitimate athlete, that we've been used to seeing before he opened his eyes, if you know what I mean. And then Darius was just on point as well. An amazing night there. Got this awesome Gringo Loco hoodie. Absolutely beautiful sweatshirt. You know, I'm usually not much of a pullover guy, but I saw this and I'm like, I gotta have that. So on top of that, here, got this really cool Gringo keychain that's gonna hang up here in the Emporium, I guess you could say. And then good old 8x10 to put up on the wall here behind me. So awesome stuff. So Saturday night. Main event was Arez versus Latigo versus Gringo Loco versus Artemis. Artemis was in Chicago for Sunday night. He was wrestling for Galley. He was wrestling Psycho Clown for the Galley Championship. And while we're on the subject here, congratulations to you, Artemis, for winning the Galley Championship. And very cool. Lucha Dad over on Instagram picked up the mask for that night. So awesome pickup right there. So with Palooza, I knew it was going to be very eventful, and the main event did not disappoint. Those 4 men tore the house down. Poor Aramis, he found a little bit of triple teaming on his end because Gringo, Arez, and Latigo, as you know, is the Los Desperados. So he had a rough night in terms of getting a pretty solid beating. But once he got through that, it was absolutely amazing. All 4 men took to the skies. Aramis walked the rope very briefly right in front of me. Latigo hit an insane dive through the ropes and actually carried himself over and wiped out one of the security guys. So he was okay, but it was kind of funny. Now that we can kind of laugh, knowing he wasn't hurt. So after the show, got over to the merch tables as quick as I could. It was very cool to see that even though he was the new guy on the block, so to speak, Latigo's line was pretty large. All four guys got plenty of business. So I wanted to definitely meet Latigo, as you know, I haven't seen him before, live anyway. So got up there and got to the merch table, and the goodies were laid out. And we had a quick discussion, and we decided on which one I was looking at. And without further ado, if you've seen it on Instagram if you've been there, but there's what I walked out with. So this one was not the mask that Latigo wore at First Avenue. This was worn down in Chicago for GCW the night before, where Latigo, Arez, and Demonic Flamita took on the team of Aramis, Oniel Bendito, and Colt Radrick. Jack Cartwheel was supposed to be there, but a lot of travel problems in the Midwest. A lot of flights canceled, so Jack couldn't make it. But this one here was used in that trios match. I love the pink and black scheme. And if you've followed me on Twitter, if you saw my short earlier, that was kind of a determining factor, was that awesome triple team move they used on Arby's. I wanted to be able to say, I've got a GCW mask. I've got plenty of masks worn from First, from Time Bomb, and places like that where I've been here local, but kind of cool to have one from GCW. GCW gets a bit of a rap, honestly. They're one of the best places to look here in the United States for authentic lucha libre, and to have a mask from one of those matches, and one that was used for a really awesome triple team maneuver. I couldn't pass this up. I couldn't pass it. I absolutely loved the color. I really loved the eye, how the left eye is covered. I've worn this a little bit, and it's kind of interesting trying to see out of it, but just a great mask. He did sign it. It's in there somewhere. Come on now, there we go. There it is, kind of sort of halfway here. Let's just get it right up in there. There we go. There, now we can see it here. But yeah, he signed it. He did date it, so it's kind of cool. I've got a few masks that have been signed that are dated for when they were used. So pretty cool there. So absolutely amazing luchador, and it's just an amazingly nice person. Like I said, never met him previously, so it was great to be able to sit there, have a quick conversation. Became very comfortable over the course of the weekend when he came out for the Sunday for the match on Sunday night. He reached through the ropes, shook my hand, gave me a fist bump. They sat right in our corner, so we were, me and one of the fans also at ringside, Loopy, we were able to, really give them the encouragement, and they appreciated it, and, got to talk to all three of them on Sunday after the show. They were super appreciative. Hope to have them back. Authentic Lucha Libre is definitely becoming a big part of these First Avenue shows, these WrestlePalooza shows, and First as a whole. They had an amazing match also at the Mall of America with Aramis, Gringo, Arez, and El Hijo del Vikingo. So great to have somewhere up here close to home that brings in authentic Lucha Libre, and to have a fan base that appreciates it. I've got pictures up on Instagram, I believe, at least on Twitter. Ring canvas is just covered. It's almost covered with the money that was thrown in for the four-way. Definitely seek it out when it is on download. First does offer it either as MP4 or as a Blu-ray release. It's usually on the good end of things 6 to 8 weeks after the event. I know a lot of times beginning of the year they do have a little bit of a backlog, as they do focus heavily on the Mall of America shows in September, so the shows that happen around that time, it can kind of be a little while before those are released, but definitely check those out when they are released. Is well worth the price of admission on its own, and the rest of the card was great. The rest of the card was great. Top Flight was on there. You also had just a slew of talent. I'd be here all night if I was gonna, give you the complete rundown. But that's the story. That's the story of celebrating the official 1 year anniversary of me going to my first WrestlePalooza event in First Avenue. And I celebrated it the same way I celebrated the very first night I was there, and I walked out of there with a ring-worn mask. So, is there any other way to celebrate? I don't think so. So, with that said, as always, thank you for watching. I do appreciate the viewership. Thank you for the subscriptions. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the comments. Thank you for everything. Thank you for the support, both here on Instagram, on Twitter. It is so very much appreciated. So, that is this week's episode. As always, we'll be back with you Friday morning. And until then, live, laugh, love, and lucha libre. I'll see ya.